My dear friends, welcome once more to our sacred space of inquiry and reflection. Let us take a moment, a deeper breath than before, allowing ourselves to settle into the profound currents of wisdom that flow through us and around us. We often find ourselves in the bustling tapestry of modern life, gazing with a sense of awe at those who seem to effortlessly soar to the very zenith of human achievement. We see the visionary entrepreneurs who reshape industries, the artists whose creations whisper eternal truths to our souls, the compassionate leaders who navigate their communities through the storms of change, and the athletes who, through sheer dedication, redefine the boundaries of what is humanly possible. And in our quiet admiration, a familiar whisper often arises within us, a common refrain that echoes through the halls of our collective consciousness. Ah, they must be so profoundly talented, we muse. They were simply blessed from birth with a natural genius, an inherent gift that sets them apart from the rest of us. And indeed, let us be clear, there are undeniably variations in innate ability, a certain radiant spark, a predisposition towards excellence that some are blessed with from the very moment of their arrival on this earthly plane. But what if I were to gently suggest that this initial spark, while undeniably beautiful and advantageous, is very rarely the sole, or even the primary, determinant of truly lasting impact, of deep and abiding personal satisfaction, or of the kind of profound fulfillment that resonates through the ages? What if the true, whispered secret to enduring accomplishment, to a life lived with purpose and sustained joy, lies not merely in the initial flicker of brilliance, but in the sustained, quiet, and unyielding flame that burns steadily within, illuminating the longest and most challenging paths? This, my friends, is the very essence of grit, a concept that Dr. Angela Duckworth, through her groundbreaking and deeply insightful work, invites us to understand not merely as a convenient psychological construct or a fleeting buzzword, but as a deeply spiritual virtue, a living testament to the human spirit's boundless and awe-inspiring capacity for continuous growth, unwavering resilience, and transcendent self-mastery. Consider, if you will, the inherent nature of any truly significant journey that is truly worth embarking upon. Whether it's the arduous yet rewarding path of building a thriving business from a simple idea, the painstaking mastery of a complex and demanding craft that requires years of dedicated practice, the compassionate and intentional raising of a family with love and foresight, or indeed, the often winding and challenging path of nurturing and deepening your own unique spiritual evolution. Such journeys, if we are honest with ourselves, are very rarely, if ever, smooth, linear, or devoid of obstacles. They are far more akin to a grand and winding river, continuously encountering tumultuous rapids and serene, reflective pools, navigating unexpected bends and sudden dramatic turns, and sometimes even plummeting over breathtakingly beautiful yet potentially treacherous waterfalls that demand every ounce of our courage, our ingenuity, and our faith. There will be exhilarating moments of rapid progress and joyous breakthroughs, certainly, moments when the wind is at your back and the current pulls you effortlessly forward. But these will inevitably be interspersed with periods of profound doubt, nagging frustration, physical exhaustion, and spiritual desolation. The initial surge of excitement, the intoxicating thrill that propels us forward at the outset, can, and often does, gradually wane. It's in these very moments, when the captivating allure of the new has faded into familiarity, when the work feels like an unbearable burden rather than an exciting challenge, when incremental progress seems agonizingly slow or even imperceptible, when the distant finish line appears to recede further and further into the hazy horizon, that grit truly reveals its raw, transformative power. It is the quiet yet unyielding resolve to simply keep going, to place one foot deliberately in front of the other, even when every fiber of your being yearns to simply cease, to surrender, to retreat. This is not about blind stubbornness, mind you, or a willful refusal to adapt. Rather, it's about a purposeful and deeply rooted commitment, an unbreakable bond to something that truly resonates with our deepest values and matters profoundly to our soul. It's about an unwavering understanding that the growth itself, the profound unfolding of our potential, is intrinsically woven into the very fabric of the struggle, the challenge, the discomfort. Each small, persistent step, each conscious choice to continue, despite the inevitable discomfort, contributes not merely to the external outcome or the visible achievement, but to the majestic unfolding of our inner landscape, refining our character, strengthening our resilience, and tempering the very essence of our soul. Dr. Angela Duckworth's personal odyssey toward understanding, meticulously researching, and eloquently articulating the profound power of grit serves as a living, breathing testament to the very concept she so passionately champions. Her groundbreaking insights weren't born from an instantaneous flash of divine inspiration or a sudden, dramatic revelation. Instead, her wisdom emerged from years of diligent observation, painstaking and rigorous research, and a profound, insatiable curiosity about why some individuals seem to consistently transcend their circumstances, achieving truly remarkable things, while others, perhaps equally intelligent or initially blessed with gifts, struggled to maintain momentum or realize their full potential. Her early formative experiences as a dedicated public school teacher, witnessing firsthand the varying levels of perseverance and resilience among her young students, ignited a powerful spark of intellectual inquiry within her. This burning question led her to pursue rigorous scientific study, meticulously gathering data and observing human behavior in an astonishing array of diverse and demanding settings. From the incredibly demanding training regimen of West Point cadets facing intense physical and mental challenges, to the focused intensity of National Spelling Bee champions demonstrating extraordinary sustained concentration and memory, to the rigorous dedication of top-tier salespeople consistently striving for new goals, Duckworth meticulously pieced together the compelling empirical evidence that consistently pointed to grit as a pivotal and often superior predictor of long-term success and enduring fulfillment, frequently outweighing the allure of pure. Her groundbreaking work has since become a guiding light, a beacon of hope and understanding, validating what many intuitively felt but struggled to articulate, that passion is not merely a fleeting emotion, a temporary infatuation, but a deep, abiding, and deeply rooted interest that provides the sustained energy and enduring motivation for years of dedicated effort, and that perseverance is not simply brute force or stubborn refusal to quit, but the disciplined, consistent, and adaptable pursuit of long-term meaningful goals, a continuous and iterative process. It is, truly, a profound spiritual lesson, a timeless reminder that true strength and authentic greatness are found not in never stumbling or making mistakes, but in the unwavering commitment to always finding our way back up, to always taking the next purposeful step forward on the sacred path we have chosen, trusting in the unfolding wisdom of the journey itself. So as we embark upon this deeper and more expansive exploration of grit, let us consciously and gently set aside any lingering assumptions or ingrained biases that suggest Extraordinary achievement is solely the exclusive domain of the exceptionally gifted or the incredibly lucky. Let us open our hearts and our minds wide to embrace the profound, accessible, and deeply empowering truth that resides inherently within each and every one of us. The magnificent, inborn capacity for sustained effort, tirelessly fueled by genuine interest and purposefully directed towards a goal or a purpose that resonates deeply with our core spiritual essence. This understanding transcends the mere pursuit of external accolades, fleeting recognition, or material gain. It speaks directly to the very core of our being, inviting each of us to embark upon a transformative journey of self-discovery, a profound commitment to becoming the fullest, most authentic, and most magnificent version of the person we are truly meant to be. Grit, in its deepest and most expansive sense, fosters unparalleled patience, cultivates genuine humility in the face of daunting challenges, and reveals the immense and often underestimated power of simply showing up, day after day, with a focused heart, a clear intention, and an unwavering spirit. It teaches us that the greatest victories, the most profound transformations, are often won not in a single dramatic flourish or a moment of sudden triumph, but in the quiet, persistent, and courageous choices we make, moment by moment, decision by decision, day by unyielding day. This, my friends, is the bedrock upon which all truly great and enduring things are built, both within the vast, intricate tapestry of the world and within the sacred, quiet, and infinitely expanding chambers of our own beautiful and unfolding souls. It is a journey of becoming, a testament to the power of our consistent choice, and a pathway to a life lived with profound purpose and deep, lasting satisfaction. The pillars of grit. Now, having laid a comprehensive foundation for understanding the very essence of grit, let us delve even deeper, peeling back the intricate layers to fully comprehend the fundamental components that give it shape, structure, and immense power, much like the ancient sturdy pillars that proudly uphold a magnificent and enduring temple, providing its very strength and stability. For far too long, our collective societal narrative, and perhaps even our deeply ingrained personal beliefs, have been heavily and often disproportionately influenced by the compelling, yet ultimately incomplete, notion that talent is the ultimate arbiter, the singular determinant of success and greatness. We instinctively observe someone perform a complex and demanding task with apparent ease, whether it's composing a stunning and emotionally resonant piece of classical music, solving an intricately convoluted mathematical problem with effortless grace, or captivating an entire audience with their eloquent and profound words. And our immediate and almost automatic inclination is to attribute their remarkable performance solely to an innate, almost mystical gift, a genetic predisposition that somehow sets them apart from the rest of humanity. And while it is unequivocally true that a certain baseline of aptitude, a natural inclination, or a unique predisposition can indeed provide an initial, undeniable advantage, a favorable head start on the long journey, Dr. Angela Duckworth's meticulous and insightful research, coupled with the timeless wisdom echoed through countless spiritual traditions across millennia, reveals a far more nuanced, profound, and ultimately empowering truth. Talent alone, standing in isolation, is often vastly overrated and surprisingly insufficient when it comes to consistently predicting not. Consider it from this perspective. A truly fertile plot of land, with rich soil and abundant resources, is undeniably a blessed gift, a wonderful starting point, yes. But without the consistent, diligent, and loving work of tilling the earth, planting the seeds with intention, providing regular and nurturing water, and offering meticulous care to the growing sprouts, even the richest and most promising soil will ultimately yield little more than a sporadic scattering of weeds, never realizing its full potential for a bountiful harvest. Talent, left uncultivated, unattended, and unsupported by sustained, conscious effort, can tragically remain dormant potential, a beautiful and promising seed that, regrettably, never fully blossoms into its intended, magnificent glory, leaving its true essence unfulfilled. The true, often unacknowledged, and profoundly understated hero in the grand and intricate equation of human accomplishment is unequivocally effort. This is precisely where the spiritual lesson embedded within the concept of grit deepens profoundly, for effort is far more than mere physical exertion or a utilitarian application of brute force. It is a profound and conscious manifestation of our innermost will, our deliberate choice, our deep-seated dedication, and our unwavering commitment to continuous growth and self-mastery. It is the conscious decision, made in countless small, often unseen moments throughout each day, to show up consistently, to engage in the rigorous and often uncomfortable practice of deliberate work, to bravely push past the inevitable discomfort of not knowing, of making mistakes, or of feeling less than perfect in the moment. Duckworth presents this truth with a powerfully illuminating and elegantly simple formula. Talent x effort equals skill, and then, crucially, skill x effort equals achievement. Observe with keen awareness how the indispensable factor of effort appears not just once, but twice within this transformative equation, acting as the consistent and powerful multiplier at every critical stage of development and realization. It is the very alchemy, the transformative magic, that transmutes raw, unrefined potential into finely honed, deeply capable ability, and then, with continued application, transforms that cultivated ability into tangible, meaningful, and enduring results that resonate both internally and externally. This is not about a joyless, oppressive grind, or about ruthlessly forcing yourself into a state of perpetual exhaustion and burnout. Rather, it's about the conscious, consistent, and intelligent application of focused energy and attention towards a path you have consciously chosen and deeply committed to. It's the profound spiritual discipline of consistently showing up, even and especially when the initial surge of enthusiasm has gracefully waned, trusting implicitly and deeply that each small, persistent act of perseverance, each minute of focused and intentional practice, each moment of pushing beyond your perceived limits, builds incrementally and synergistically towards something infinitely greater and more expansive than your current self. Now, let us delve into the absolutely vital and often misunderstood role that passion plays within this transformative framework of grit. This is not the fleeting ephemeral infatuation of a passing interest, like a superficial crush that ignites quickly and then fades just as swiftly into oblivion. True passion, the kind that authentically sustains and powerfully fuels genuine grit over the long haul, is a deeply held interest and an unwavering, visceral sense of purpose that resonates profoundly with your innermost core being. It is the very why, the ultimate driving force behind all your sustained efforts, the internal compass that intuitively guides your unwavering and focused energy. Without this profound intrinsic connection to something you genuinely love and care about, consistent perseverance can indeed feel like an unbearable burden, an oppressive obligation, a joyless task that rapidly saps your vitality and drains your spirit. But when your consistent efforts are fundamentally and authentically aligned with something you genuinely care about, something that truly sparks your innate curiosity, ignites your imaginative spirit, and imbues your actions with a deep and intrinsic sense of meaning, then the inevitable challenges, the momentary struggles, and the periodic setbacks transform from daunting obstacles into exhilarating parts of the grand adventure. The temporary failures become invaluable, profound lessons, and the long, arduous road ahead feels less daunting, less intimidating, and infinitely more purposeful and meaningful. Finding your true passion is akin to embarking on a sacred quest to discover your unique spiritual calling, the specific and beautiful way you are divinely meant to contribute your light, your unique gifts, your distinctive perspective, and your compassionate energy to the tapestry of the world. It's vitally important to remember that this discovery is not always a sudden, blinding flash of revelation. Often, it is carefully cultivated through courageous exploration, through enthusiastically trying new experiences, through deep and honest self-reflection, and through courageously asking yourself what truly ignites your deepest spirit, makes you feel most alive, and resonates with your authentic self. This profound and intricately intertwined connection between passion and perseverance is precisely where the spiritual dimension of grit truly illuminates its deepest and most expansive meaning. It extends far beyond the mere pursuit of worldly accomplishments, external accolades, or fleeting material gains. It speaks directly to the very core of our being, inviting each of us to embark upon a life that is truly imbued with purpose, intentionality, and profound meaning. When you are truly driven by a deep, authentic, and intrinsic passion, your work, your artistic pursuits, your relationships, your very existence becomes less about seeking external validation, recognition, or applause, and more about the intrinsic satisfaction that arises from creating, from contributing, from growing, and from embodying your highest and most authentic self. And when you commit wholeheartedly to persevering through the inevitable challenges that will inevitably arise, you are not simply building external skills or achieving quantifiable results. You are simultaneously building an unshakable inner character, cultivating profound emotional and spiritual resilience, and forging an unwavering sense of intrinsic self-worth that comes from knowing, deep within your being, that you are capable of far, far more than you ever dared to imagine. This entire transformative journey of grit, then, transforms into a sacred path, a continuous and miraculous unfolding of your true, infinite potential, consistently guided by the twin, illuminating lights of passionate interest and unwavering dedication. It stands as a powerful and timeless testament to the ancient wisdom that true and lasting success is ultimately measured not merely by what you achieve in the external world, but by the magnificent, resilient, and authentic person you courageously and persistently become in the challenging, yet ultimately infinitely rewarding, process of living a life of grit. Cultivating grit, practical strategies. Now that we have thoroughly grasped the profound significance of grit as both a vital psychological attribute and a deeply resonant spiritual virtue, the next and most crucial question naturally arises. How do we actively and intentionally cultivate this transformative quality within the very fabric of our being? Is grit an inherent, unchangeable trait, a predetermined gift bestowed upon a lucky few at birth? Or is it a dynamic quality that can be nurtured, meticulously grown, and consciously strengthened, much like a tender, nascent seed planted in fertile soil and diligently cared for with love and attention? Dr. Angela Duckworth, with her characteristic blend of incisive scientific rigor and profound compassionate understanding, assures us unequivocally that grit is indeed a vibrant muscle we can consciously strengthen, a profound virtue we can embody more fully and authentically through consistent, intentional effort and dedicated, persistent practice. This isn't about stumbling upon some arcane mystical secret or receiving a sudden, overwhelming flash of divine revelation. Rather, it's about embracing practical, actionable, and profoundly impactful everyday strategies that align harmoniously with the deep, timeless spiritual principles of continuous growth, unwavering transformation, and ultimate self-mastery. One of the most potent and truly transformative strategies for developing genuine grit is what Duckworth refers to as deliberate practice. This goes far beyond the simplistic and often ineffective act of mindlessly repeating an action over and over again, hoping for improvement through sheer repetition. Instead, it involves a highly focused, extremely intentional, and deeply analytical approach to improvement, consciously pushing yourself just beyond the very edge of your current comfort zone, meticulously identifying your specific weaknesses or those areas in your performance that desperately need improvement, actively seeking out constructive, unbiased feedback from knowledgeable mentors or peers, and then, with unwavering resolve and methodical precision, systematically working to refine, enhance, and ultimately transcend those particular aspects of your performance. Think of it as a form of intense, concentrated meditation on incremental, continuous improvement. A virtuoso musician, for instance, doesn't just play entire, complex pieces repeatedly from beginning to end. They painstakingly isolate challenging passages, slow them down to an almost agonizingly slow tempo, practice them hundreds, even thousands of times with excruciating attention to every minute detail, and intently listen to every nuance of their own performance, always striving for greater precision, deeper emotional expression, and flawless execution. Similarly, a masterful writer doesn't just produce a first draft and consider their work complete. They relentlessly rewrite, meticulously refine each sentence, actively seek critiques from trusted peers, and constantly learn from their own perceived shortcomings, mistakes, and areas for growth. This kind of intentional, focused effort, sustained with unwavering dedication over extended periods, is what truly builds profound mastery, genuine expertise, and deep competence, and with that hard-earned mastery, a profound intrinsic sense of capability and accomplishment that powerfully fuels further perseverance and relentlessly drives continued growth and excellence. It is, in essence, a profound spiritual practice of continually refining oneself, of recognizing that external perfection is not the ultimate destination or the final goal, but that the lifelong journey of continuous self-improvement, humble learning, and constant evolution is the true, unending, and infinitely rewarding essence of the human spirit. Another absolutely crucial and indispensable component in the active cultivation of enduring grit is the development of profound resilience. Life, in its beautiful, often unpredictable, and sometimes challenging complexity, will undoubtedly present us with a myriad of setbacks, moments of profound failure, unexpected obstacles, and periods of deep, almost debilitating disappointment. It is precisely in these crucible moments, when our meticulously laid plans unravel, when our dedicated efforts seem to falter, or when success appears to recede into the distant horizon, that our true grit is put to its ultimate and most revealing test. Resilience is not, importantly, about somehow magically avoiding these inevitable falls or escaping difficult circumstances through sheer luck. Rather, it is about the remarkable and inherent human capacity to get back up after being knocked down, to metaphorically dust ourselves off, to courageously extract invaluable lessons from the often painful experience, and to persistently and courageously continue moving forward with renewed determination and a clearer vision. It's about consciously and intentionally reframing perceived challenges, not as insurmountable barriers designed to stop us dead in our tracks, but as invaluable, often disguised, opportunities for profound learning and accelerated personal growth. When a carefully conceived plan goes completely awry, instead of succumbing to despair, self-pity, or unproductive blame, a truly gritty individual instinctively asks, "What profound insight can I glean from this unexpected experience? How can I effectively adapt my approach, my strategy, my perspective? What is the very next, even if infinitesimally small, yet purposeful step I can take to move forward?" This proactive, adaptive, and deeply inquisitive mindset is profoundly spiritual, mirroring the timeless understanding that true inner strength and genuine character are most powerfully forged, not in times of ease and comfort, but in the purifying fires of adversity, and that every stumble, every misstep, every perceived failure can indeed be transformed into a vital and empowering stepping stone if we consciously choose to see it that way. It is the very embodiment of unwavering faith, a profound and unshakable trust in our innate capacity to overcome, to grow, and to ultimately triumph, even when the path ahead appears shrouded in impenetrable uncertainty and doubt. Closely and intricately linked to the concept of resilience is the cultivation of a growth mindset, a powerful and transformative psychological framework popularized by the eminent and insightful psychologist Carol Dweck. This is the fundamental and deeply empowering belief that our core abilities, our intelligence, our inherent talents, and even our most ingrained personality traits are not fixed, immutable traits predetermined at birth or rigidly set in stone, but rather dynamic, malleable qualities that can be continuously developed, strengthened, and expanded through dedicated effort, persistent hard work, and an unquenchable thirst for learning. If you operate under the limiting belief that your talent is a finite and static resource, an unchangeable ceiling on your potential, you might be less inclined to invest the necessary and often uncomfortable effort when faced with significant difficulties, fearing that your perceived inherent limitations will be painfully exposed. However, if you consciously choose to wholeheartedly embrace the transformative idea that every challenge encountered is fundamentally an invaluable opportunity to grow, that every act of sustained effort expands your inherent capacity for mastery and understanding, then perseverance becomes not a burdensome obligation or a painful chore, but a natural, joyful, and deeply fulfilling extension of your entire worldview. This truly is a profound and liberating spiritual truth. We are not static, unchanging, or predetermined beings, but rather dynamic, infinitely capable, and continuously evolving souls capable of boundless learning, radical adaptation, and continuous becoming. Embracing a growth mindset means consciously and courageously letting go of the crippling fear of failure, the paralyzing need for perfection, and instead wholeheartedly embracing the exhilarating joy, the profound satisfaction, and the deep wisdom that comes from the continuous unfolding process of becoming, of evolving into your highest and most authentic potential. Finally, to truly embed and solidify grit deep within the very fabric of our being, making it an intrinsic part of who we are, we must connect our sustained efforts and our burning passions to a purpose that extends far beyond ourselves. While personal goals, individual aspirations, and self-improvement objectives are undeniably important and provide crucial initial motivation, the most powerful, most sustainable, and most deeply fulfilling forms of grit often emerge when our passion, our perseverance, and our dedicated efforts collectively serve a greater good, when our concentrated and focused energy meaningfully contributes to something far larger and more significant than our individual achievements or personal desires. This might manifest as dedicating your unique talents to profoundly helping a marginalized community, creating something breathtakingly beautiful that genuinely inspires countless others, pioneering a solution to a global challenge, or simply making a tangible and consistently positive impact on the lives of those immediately around you, quietly and without fanfare. When your grit is fueled not just by personal ambition, but by an overarching sense of service, by a noble mission, or by a deeper, transcendent meaning that connects you to something larger than your individual self, it elevates your endeavors beyond mere ambition and transforms them into a sacred, undeniable calling. This profound connection to a larger purpose provides an inexhaustible wellspring of intrinsic motivation, a limitless source of resilience, knowing deep within your being that your individual struggles, your personal challenges, and your quiet triumphs are intricately woven into the grand, interconnected tapestry of the collective human experience. This ultimate connection reminds us powerfully that our individual journeys are deeply intertwined with the collective flourishing of humanity, and that by diligently cultivating our own grit, by nurturing our own capacity for passion and perseverance, we contribute not only to our individual success and well-being, but also to the strength, the resilience, and the ultimate flourishing of our communities, our societies, and indeed the entire world around us. Grit in action, examples and applications. Now that we have meticulously explored the intricate theoretical underpinnings and the profound spiritual dimensions of grit, let us move beyond abstract concepts and bring this powerful phenomenon vividly to life by examining how it manifests across diverse domains of human endeavor, illustrating its universal and transformative power in real-world scenarios. Grit is far more than a mere abstract psychological construct for academic discourse or a fleeting buzzword in motivational seminars. It is a living, breathing, palpable reality, a relentless and unwavering driving force observed daily in the lives of ordinary individuals who, through extraordinary sustained effort and unwavering dedication, achieve truly remarkable things, often without the dazzling initial spotlight of innate talent. You will consistently find the unmistakable signature of grit in the quiet, persistent dedication of a diligent student burning the midnight oil, in the relentless, iterative innovation of a groundbreaking entrepreneur tirelessly refining their vision, and in the enduring spirit and unwavering focus of a seasoned athlete pushing past unimaginable physical and mental barriers. It is a fundamental force that resonates deeply with the timeless spiritual understanding that true excellence, genuine mastery, and profound impact are not the result of a sudden, instantaneous burst of genius or a stroke of luck, but rather a long, arduous, and often unseen journey, painstakingly built brick by deliberate brick, day after diligent day, hour after focused hour. Consider for a moment the profound and often surprising impact of grit within the demanding educational landscape. We, as a society, frequently and instinctively categorize students into neat, often restrictive boxes: bright or struggling, typically based on their initial academic performance, their raw scores on standardized tests, or their apparent ease in grasping new concepts. However, Dr. Angela Duckworth's incisive and extensive research consistently highlights how the pervasive presence of grittiness within students can utterly transform their entire academic trajectories, often defying initial predictions based purely on intelligence quotient or perceived natural ability. The student who perhaps isn't the quickest to immediately grasp a complex mathematical concept or to effortlessly master the nuances of a new language, but who consistently shows up to class with an open mind, actively asks probing, insightful questions, meticulously revises their work after receiving constructive feedback, and courageously seeks out additional help, tutoring, or clarification when needed, will, more often than not, ultimately and consistently outperform their naturally brighter peers who may unfortunately lack that same unwavering perseverance. Their driving passion might be for the sheer joy of intellectual understanding, for the profound satisfaction of mastering a genuinely difficult and intricate subject, or simply for the intrinsic beauty and limitless possibilities of learning itself. Their unwavering grit empowers them to overcome initial frustrations, to view perceived mistakes and setbacks not as definitive failures, but as invaluable learning opportunities and indispensable steps on their path to mastery, and to steadfastly stay the course, even when the academic material proves to be exceptionally challenging, dense, or initially overwhelming. This profound principle applies with equal and compelling force to educators themselves. A gritty teacher is not merely delivering prescribed curriculum or adhering rigidly to a textbook. They are perpetually refining their pedagogical methods, tirelessly seeking innovative and engaging ways to deeply connect with and motivate their students, and investing profoundly and personally in the individual growth and holistic development of each and every child under their care, never, ever giving up on their inherent potential or their capacity for growth. It stands as a powerful testament to the spiritual belief that every mind, every soul, given the right nurturing support, the necessary guidance, and consistent, sustained effort, possesses an almost infinite capacity to flourish beyond measure, often surpassing all initial expectations. In the dynamic, rapidly evolving, and often unpredictable world of work and career, the consistent presence of grit becomes an even more pronounced and absolutely indispensable differentiator for long-term success and fulfillment. Building a truly successful, impactful, and deeply fulfilling career, one that resonates with your core values and provides a sense of purpose, is very rarely a linear progression devoid of obstacles, setbacks, or moments of profound uncertainty. It inevitably involves navigating complex economic shifts, adapting to rapid technological advancements, contending with fierce competitive landscapes, overcoming periods of intense stress, and enduring moments of profound self-doubt and professional frustration. The gritty professional is not simply chasing the next promotion, the highest salary, or fleeting external validation. They are relentlessly pursuing a long-term vision, driven by a deep and abiding intrinsic interest in their chosen field, and an unwavering commitment to contributing meaningfully and significantly to their industry, their organization, or society at large. They are the individuals who courageously persist through failed projects, meticulously learn invaluable lessons from business setbacks and market downturns, and continually adapt, acquire new skills, and refine their existing capabilities to stay relevant, effective, and innovative in an ever-evolving marketplace. Their unwavering passion keeps them deeply engaged, intrinsically motivated, and creatively inspired, and their steadfast perseverance ensures they weather the inevitable storms, learn from the challenges, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable on the other side. This principle holds true whether you are meticulously building a disruptive startup from its very nascent stages, painstakingly perfecting a specialized craft over decades of dedicated practice, or skillfully leading a large, complex organization through periods of significant change and transformation. It is fundamentally about perceiving your work not merely as a job, a chore, or a means to an end, but as a profound calling, a continuous and purposeful unfolding of your unique potential, a profound avenue for contribution, and a vehicle for personal and collective growth. Now, let us turn our attention to the demanding realm of sport and other fields characterized by high performance and the pursuit of unparalleled excellence. We often, and quite rightly, celebrate the seemingly innate athletic prowess of a supremely gifted player, or the breathtaking musical genius of a child prodigy who seems to effortlessly master their instrument at a young age. Yet, if we look closely, with discerning eyes and an open heart, at the true titans and legends in any demanding field, whether it's an Olympic athlete, a world-renowned scientist, or a groundbreaking inventor, we will consistently find that their initial talent, no matter how extraordinary, was merely the starting point of a much grander, more arduous, and infinitely more profound journey. What truly sets them apart were years, often decades, of grueling, deliberate practice, countless, seemingly monotonous hours of repetition, the courageous overcoming of debilitating injuries, the resilience to endure crushing defeats and public failures, and the sheer force of will to push through seemingly insurmountable physical and mental plateaus of skill development, the intense, almost spiritual passion for their chosen craft, whether it's the relentless pursuit of running faster than ever before, the intricate mastery of playing a complex symphony with flawless emotional resonance, or the elegant perfection of a demanding dance routine through endless rehearsals, fuels an almost obsessive dedication that transcends mere discipline and borders on a profound spiritual devotion. Their unwavering perseverance through physical pain, mental exhaustion, moments of profound self-doubt, and the external pressures of competition is the very crucible force that transforms raw, unrefined potential into championship-level performance, enduring mastery, and ultimately, legendary status. This deeply echoes a timeless spiritual truth, that true excellence, authentic mastery, and profound impact are most often found not in the initial, dazzling spark of talent, but in the sustained, disciplined, and unwavering fire of relentless, intelligent effort, consistently applied with purpose and passion over time. Finally, let us consider the absolutely profound, often underestimated, and truly sacred role of parents, educators, and mentors in actively fostering, nurturing, and inspiring the development of grit in the next generation. We cannot simply issue directives to our children or students, instructing them to be gritty as if it were a simple command. Rather, we must embody this quality ourselves, serving as living, breathing examples of perseverance and passion, and more importantly, we must meticulously create environments where grit can naturally flourish, take deep root, and grow into a mighty oak. This entails consciously encouraging children to explore and pursue their genuine, intrinsic interests with enthusiasm, allowing them the necessary space and freedom to experience challenges, to make mistakes, and to learn invaluable lessons from inevitable setbacks, rather than shielding them from all discomfort. It means providing them with a loving, supportive, and stable framework that consistently emphasizes the profound value of effort, hard work, and continuous learning over mere innate ability or instantaneous success. It's about celebrating their entire journey, their incremental progress, and their courageous efforts, rather than solely focusing on or rewarding their final achievements or natural talents. It's about instilling in them the profound understanding that true satisfaction, deep fulfillment, and lasting joy come primarily from the sustained, passionate pursuit of meaningful long-term goals, and that the path of continuous learning, personal growth, and self-mastery is a thrilling, lifelong, and infinitely rewarding adventure. By consciously cultivating grit in others, by nurturing their inherent capacity for passion and perseverance, by creating the conditions for their inner fire to burn brightly, we contribute not only to their individual success, well-being, and resilience, but also to the collective strength, the vibrant tapestry, and the ultimate flourishing of our families, our communities, our societies, and indeed, the entire world around us. It is a profound act of love and faith, embodying the highest spiritual principle of actively nurturing growth, unlocking divine potential, and fostering an enduring spirit of perseverance in all beings. Grit, then, is far more than just a personal attribute. It is a powerful, transformative legacy that we can consciously build, embody, and generously share, illuminating the path for generations to come. My dearest friends, as we gently yet purposefully bring this expansive and deeply resonant exploration of grit to its thoughtful and illuminating conclusion, let us take a collective moment to breathe in and fully absorb the profound and enduring message that Dr. Angela Duckworth so eloquently and powerfully offers us. It is a message that reverberates far beyond the intellectual confines of academic psychology, transcending the pragmatic strategies of business success and touching the very core of our spiritual journey, illuminating the boundless and awe-inspiring expanse of human potential. The central radiant truth she unveils is both beautifully simple in its essence and profoundly revolutionary in its implications. Grit is not some ethereal, elusive gift reserved exclusively for the privileged few or for a select preordained elite. It is, in fact, an inherent capacity, a divine spark, a profound potential residing deeply within the very essence of every single one of us, merely awaiting to be consciously awakened, lovingly recognized, diligently nurtured, and pursued. This, my friends, is the most hopeful, the most liberating, and indeed the most empowering insight of all, for it firmly places the power of enduring success, deep and abiding satisfaction, and authentic, profound fulfillment squarely and lovingly within our own compassionate and capable hands, inviting us to seize our own destiny. For far too long, many of us, perhaps unconsciously influenced by societal narratives or personal experiences, have been subtly, yet powerfully, held captive by the pervasive and often debilitating myth of innate talent. We have been conditioned to believe that if we weren't inherently born with a certain extraordinary gift, a specific predisposition towards genius, or a predefined set of natural abilities, then the pursuit of remarkable achievement, or even significant personal growth and profound transformation, was simply beyond our reach, a dream reserved for others, for those seemingly more blessed. This deeply ingrained belief can be incredibly disempowering, fostering insidious self-doubt, leading to a pervasive sense of inadequacy, and ultimately resulting in a paralyzing reluctance to fully commit our hearts, our energies, and our very essence to our deepest dreams when the path inevitably becomes arduous, when the challenges seem to mount exponentially, or when the way forward appears obscured by doubt. But Dr. Duckworth's meticulously researched and profoundly humanistic work systematically dismantles this limiting myth, demonstrating with compelling empirical evidence and countless inspiring real-life stories that while initial talent can certainly provide an advantageous head start, a favorable beginning, it is ultimately passion and perseverance, the very vibrant essence of grit, that truly determines the lasting impact, the profound journey, and the triumphant cross. It is the sustained, deliberate effort, tirelessly fueled by a genuine, abiding love for what you do, that ultimately distinguishes those who merely entertain grand aspirations and fleeting desires from those who courageously commit, diligently work, and truly achieve them, shaping their reality with consistent action. This profound and transformative understanding of grit carries an immense spiritual weight and offers a liberation of spirit. It serves as a gentle yet powerfully insistent reminder that our individual journeys, our unique and sacred paths through this life, are not rigidly predetermined by the circumstances of our birth, the social strata we are born into, or the initial hand we are dealt. Rather, they are continuously shaped, sculpted, and redefined by our conscious choices, by the unwavering commitment we bring to our endeavors, by our boundless courage in the face of adversity, and by our unwavering willingness to show up, faithfully and diligently, day after day, for the sacred work that genuinely matters to our soul's deepest longing. It is a resounding affirmation of our inherent free will, a glorious testament to the limitless power of human agency, and a celebration of our capacity for self-determination. To actively cultivate grit within oneself is to courageously embrace a spiritual posture of lifelong learning and continuous, joyful growth, to perceive challenges not as insurmountable roadblocks designed to stop us, but as vital, often disguised, teachers on our unfolding path, offering invaluable lessons. It's about internalizing the profound understanding that every fall, every stumble, every perceived failure is fundamentally an opportunity to learn to rise again with greater wisdom, with more refined skills, and with a deeper, more resolute sense of purpose. Every setback, every moment of frustration, every apparent defeat is a precious chance to reevaluate, to adapt, to refine our ultimate purpose, and to intrinsically strengthen our inner resolve, making us more resilient and whole. So what does this transformative and deeply resonant understanding of grit truly mean for you, dear friend? For your unique and magnificent unfolding journey? For the dreams that patiently stir and whisper within the quiet chambers of your heart, yearning for expression? It means, quite simply, that you possess an incredible, inherent, and truly divine capacity to pursue what genuinely resonates with your spirit, to face life's inevitable challenges with boundless courage and unyielding hope, and to persist through even the most daunting difficulties with an unwavering inner peace and a profound, quiet resolve. It means that the sacred path to your highest self, to realizing your fullest, most authentic, and most magnificent potential, is not solely dependent on external factors, fleeting luck, or inherited privilege, but predominantly on the inner qualities, the virtues, and the deep convictions you consciously choose to nurture, consistently embody, and courageously bring forth into the world. Therefore, embrace your deepest passions, diligently seek out what truly ignites your spirit and sets your soul ablaze with purpose, and then, with an open heart, an unwavering spirit, and a disciplined mind, commit to that pursuit with every fiber of your being. Understand deeply and profoundly that the process itself, the arduous yet infinitely rewarding journey of striving, of learning, of growing, of adapting, and of becoming, is as intrinsically valuable, as spiritually enriching, and as deeply fulfilling as any external outcome or material success you might achieve. It is in the sustained, diligent effort, in the continuous process of learning, in the humble act of adapting, and in the unwavering commitment to your most deeply held and meaningful goals, that you not only build invaluable skills, achieve remarkable successes, and leave a positive mark on the world, but you also most profoundly unfold the truest, the most magnificent, and the most authentic version of your own unique spirit. This, my friends, is the enduring, transformative, and truly liberating legacy of grit, a clear, compassionate pathway to not just doing more in the world, to accumulating more, but to becoming more, to living a life that is truly rich in profound purpose, overflowing with deep meaning, and imbued with an unparalleled and lasting spiritual satisfaction. Go forth, embrace your inherent grit, and let your unique, radiant, and courageous spirit shine brightly for all the world to see, inspiring others to find their own deep wellspring of perseverance and passion.